Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be presenting to you few topics. We will start with Polish MP Grzegorz Braun. Most of you are familiar with him. He is the one who was using fire extinguisher in Polish parliament, bringing down Hanukkah a while ago, as well as the one who was burning EU flag. I also presented it to you, but yesterday, in Polish parliament, we had an exhibition, LGBTQ exhibition, and he decided to remove it. Okay, I'm gonna show you the video with him doing that. We will read the comments from the viewers. Then we will go to United States for a moment. We will go back to Poland after that. But the second topic will be following the money. Who is paying for that equipment, very expensive equipment that is delivered to those protesters in Los Angeles area? And I think they just don't pay for the equipment, they also pay for the behavior of those protesters. I will play a video for you in regards to that, following the money. And I just want to mention, as I was coming across lately, another protests are being activated in Seattle. I think they were trying to do it also in New York and other places. And then I give you my comments after that video, what I think is going to happen within United States in coming weeks, months, or years. And the last, but definitely not least, will be a video with Polish President-elect Karol Nawrocki, who just received a certificate from the Electoral Commission at the Royal Palace in Warsaw. I haven't reported on that, but the last few days there have been still some talks and pressures and tensions that he didn't win this election. It wasn't accurate win, that it was faked, it was some fraud, etc. But none of this really changed the results, because we have him as a president-elect, which I'm very glad that he is, because the other option was just, there is no more future, to be honest, with the globalists. I would like you to take a listen to what he said when he was receiving the official certificate from the Electoral Commission that he indeed is the winner of the presidential election. He was saying words without any script, any notes. Especially what he said at the end of it, really made me think. So I will give you comments on that after that video as well. And before we start, I want to say thank you to Robert Godelief. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name, but it's very unique, Godelief, and Elaine for donating to me, supporting me on PayPal. I really appreciate that. So now let's go to the first video that is from official channel of Grzegorz Braun, as he is removing the LGBTQ exhibition here. And before we play it and before I mute myself, I want to read you what it says here. Is the intervention in the Polish parliament, in Polish Sejm, on the 11th of June, that was yesterday, in regards to the exhibition that is a public promotion of deviation and, you know, like pretty nasty exhibition as far as LGBTQ goes. So now let me mute myself and you can take a look. Short video, 1 minute, 28 seconds. And then we read the comments from the Polish viewers.
Właśnie przywołuję pana do porządku. Proszę nie niszczyć wystawy. Przywołuję pana do porządku. Niszczy pan mienie. To jest zgorszenie publiczne.
A czym jest to zgorszenie?
10-year-olds are automating.
So as you could see, not just that he removed them, he actually folded them over, which means it could not be put back. That's the whole point of doing that. Otherwise, they would just put it back. Some people were saying why he did that. I'm sorry, guys, I forgot. I closed this already. We're gonna read the comments. We're gonna read the comments from this video. Let me just go back to it. What I think, well, you know, this is the whole point. If they are why they are putting this kind of stuff in Polish parliament, promoting the leftist agenda. That's what this says. Let me read this, what they say here, people. Garbage belongs in the garbage bin, not on easels in the same parliament. As a taxpayer, I object to financing such exhibitions with public money. Hołownia, this is the speaker of the Polish parliament. The parliament is not your garden. It undermines respect for the institution of the Sejm. Another one. Bravo, Mr. Grzegorz. Great respect for your courage and action. Thank you. Another one. Bravo, Mr. Deputy. Another comment. Just as a dog. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes Polish people, like, we really have sense of humor. Just as a dog must piss on every tree. So, this is wrong translation. Tak lewacy, okay, leftist. This is wrong translation. Just as a dog must piss on every tree, so leftists must make their presence known everywhere. I wholeheartedly support the cleansing of the public spaces from this lousy ideology. This was a great comment. I love it. Okay, like here. Okay, so of course this is his channel, but it's not just on his channel that people were supporting this. So you have the latest updates from Polish Parliament, everyone. Well, we have someone like Grzegorz Braun who is courageous enough to make it clear what some Polish people think or don't agree with. And he's the only one as far as this goes, as I'm aware. But now we're gonna go to United States. Let's follow the money. Who is supporting those protesters and who is equipping them with very, very expensive equipment to continue with those protests? So let's take a listen to this interview.
Yes, now is Oversight Committee member of Florida Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna. Congresswoman, looking at this chaos, who's funding it and why are they funding it?
So it's actually being funded by a billionaire by the name of Neville Singham. He's actually funding a group called the Party for Socialism and Liberation, which if you look online, they are a communist organization. What they're doing is they are using Hispanic Americans the way that BLM used Black Americans during these whites. And frankly, the way that Code Pink, which is also funded by the CCP, is using Palestinians. So what they're trying to do is they're using this to usher in Marxism. But it's important to note that actually when you find and you follow the money trail, Mr. Singham is actually largely funded by the Communist Chinese Party. So House Oversight has issued and will be sending a letter this Friday with all members of Oversight calling Mr. Singham to testify before Congress. If he does not appear and does not provide documents, he will then be held in contempt of Congress and he will be prosecuted by the Department of Justice. We are not playing. This is a different administration. We have the Department of Justice. And if you interfere with American politics and are a foreign agent, you will be held accountable.
Congresswoman, just take a listen to President Trump.
in his orders to the Department of Justice that they will be looking into those left-wing groups fueling the violence in Los Angeles. Take a listen.
The agitators are throwing firebombs, Molotov cocktails, lighting vehicles ablaze, and attempting to infiltrate and occupy federal buildings wearing armor and face shields. The best money can buy, somebody's financing it. We're going to find out through Pam Bondi and Department of Justice who it is. They're already on it. Who's financing all this equipment? Very professional.
I would expect that the DOJ is going to get to the bottom of that.
Well, we are also assisting, and we already have the receipts. I can tell you that there is significant financial money trails. All you have to do is follow the money. Remember, so Neville Singham is actually financing the LA riots, but there's also other groups coming in. But they have different ideological perspectives, some backed by Soros that are globalists, and then obviously the Marxist organizations. But remember, this is a color revolution, right? They're using these immigrants as a guise for their real objective and goal here. And frankly, it's nothing different than what happened in the summer of love during the BLM riots right before the election. They're doing the same thing before the midterms, and Democrats are trying to get the Hispanic vote, so that's why they're using Mexican flags.
Well, it was a heck of a thing to see the heads of the biggest teachers unions in the United States standing up there just a few days ago. Not worried about educating our kids, but worried about keeping illegals in this country. Go ahead, Lisa.
Yeah, we also want to get, well, and also people flying flags from their, home country. If you love it so much, go back, right? But Congresswoman, I want to get you on this. I want to talk to you about Christy Walton. So she's a Walmart heiress. She has been calling for June 14th, this Saturday, to be a No Kings protest across the country. Congresswoman, we've already seen the violence in Los Angeles right now. So what is she really calling for here?
Well, look, I'm the first elected Mexican American to the House of Representatives from the state of Florida. So clearly they are not listening to what Hispanic Americans want, which largely voted in favor of President Trump's policy on immigration, because we understand what happens to our communities. People like Miss Walton, who are leftist liberals that have been basically spoon-fed their wealth and opulence, have no idea what the impacts are on the immigrant communities that come here illegally, that are being hired, not actually given access to the American dream. And what I would say is people like her are actually responsible for some of the impact negatively that the American people have had to go through in regards to people that have been coming here criminally that have been hurting Americans. So actually, you saw today that Walmart issued a statement distancing themselves from what I would say is the black sheep of the Walmart family. And what I would also go forward and a step further and say is that these left-wing organizations, these are the same people that when Governor DeSantis sent illegals to Martha's Vineyard, they waved them and gave them sandwiches and said, see you later, after they called in the National Guard to remove them. These are fake. This is a fake outcry. They're using minorities, and I'm not here for it.
And Congresswoman, this march or this anti-Trump pro-illegal immigrant protest will be happening on the same day as the Army parade. But before I just note, this woman's wealth and her family's wealth comes from the knowing destruction of Main Street America, the destruction of family-owned small businesses and small American manufacturers, including my family's wholesale business. So the very people who voted for President Trump, the very people who President Trump finally spoke up for, are the people who that's how she made her money, is the destruction of those families and their livelihoods. So I just wanted to point that out. It's rich in many ways.
She's shilling for China. Meanwhile, that's what majority of products are from Walmart. President Trump is tough on China. Actually just announced that he just got off the phone with Xi Jinping, and they actually had a good conversation. I think they're at a good spot in regards to the tariff negotiations. But I have no sympathy for these people. I mean, you saw the pattern that happened with BLM. You see the pattern that's happening now. They're funded by China. You can follow the money trail. Yep. They're billionaires. I'm sorry, but I have nothing in common with the billionaire who is going to virtue signal against immigrants here. Meanwhile, they made their money off of producing things by slave trade in China via the Uyghur Muslims. That's fake outcry.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what she's really upset about.
Yeah, exactly. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
So nothing new, right? Because I think we had the same script in 2020. Now, I want to give you a few comments from me as far as this situation goes. This is just the beginning, in my opinion. Like I said, LA is first. There will be more places. There will be bigger cities, big cities, and some small cities. My advice to every one of you who lives in United States is not to be dragged into this and not to participate in any kind of protests, because that's what they want. They want to create a civil unrest and civil war. And if you join this whole script, this whole scenario that they are trying to present to you, and they are trying to escalate it, they want you to join it. They want you to be against it, and they want you to come in big numbers and create a civil war. And if you don't participate, then you'll be okay. This is not going to go away in the next few weeks, and I don't even think months. This might last for quite a number of years. Of course, there will be a different level of tension, but I don't think this will go away quickly. I think some cities will be lost, and some regions, some areas of United States will have a different situation, more peaceful situation. It really depends who is the governor of the state, how much power is in that particular state. That's how this will look like, in my personal opinion. This is not going to go away quickly. It's just the beginning. So make sure to protect yourself, take care of yourself, and not be dragged into any of it, because you will be the first one to suffer. And that's exactly what they want. Now, let me take you back to Poland, everyone. If you have time, I would like you to listen to Polish president-elect, what he had to say when he was receiving a certificate from the Electoral Commission with official announcement that he won the presidential election in Poland. And in August, he will be sworn in as the next president of Poland. I have the translation that is with subtitles, so you have to read it. It's originally in Polish. You might want to make the screen bigger to see the subtitles. But he said many things that I pay attention to as far as how the future in Poland might look like. And I decided to play this for you because it's my home country and I'm still here. I still haven't decided yet where I will be exactly, but I'm considering different options. And let's take a listen to what Karol Nawrocki has to say.
Jesteśmy w miejscu szczególnym, w miejscu, w którym wydarzyło się przez te wszystkie wieki tak wiele. Polska siła, polska niepodległość, odbudowywanie polskiej niepodległości i niezależności. Ale Zamek Królewski w Warszawie to także miejsce, które jest nie tylko symbolem historii, ale doznało także i zniszczeń, i rozdarcia Rzeczpospolitej. Dlatego dzisiaj, doświadczeni tymi wszystkimi wiekami, możemy z radością być tutaj podczas tej uroczystości i powiedzieć, że jesteśmy dzisiaj w naszej wspólnej, wolnej i niepodległej Polsce, która tak wiele przeszła i ma tak wiele jeszcze do zrobienia w przyszłości. To nasza wspólna ojczyzna, nasza wspólna przeszłość i nasza wspólna przyszłość. Wybory prezydenckie i ta tak budująca nas wszystkich frekwencja wyborcza pokazuje i udowadnia dzisiaj nam wszystkim, że Polacy chcą brać odpowiedzialność za swoją przyszłość. Polacy chcą głosować na realne, konkretne programy, plany, na konkretne osoby, które mają służyć ojczyźnie i naszej narodowej wspólnocie. O tym mówi ta frekwencja wyborcza, że jesteśmy narodem gotowym do tego, żeby każdy wyborca, każdy obywatel i każda obywatelka brali odpowiedzialność za przyszłość naszej wspaniałej ojczyzny. Dlatego z tego miejsca chcę podziękować wszystkim, którzy wzięli udział w ostatnich wyborach. Niezależnie od tego, jakich wyborów dokonywali w pierwszej i w drugiej turze. Dziękuję Państwu za to, że poszliście do głosowania, wykonaliście swój obowiązek wobec Polski i jesteście gotowi do tego, aby współtworzyć naszą demokrację. Dziękuję, drodzy wyborcy. W sposób oczywisty chcę podziękować tym, którzy oddali głos na moją osobę i na mój plan 21 na przyszłość naszej ojczyzny i Polski. Tym 10 600 000 obywateli, wyborców, którzy zdecydowali się poprzeć moją osobę. Zrobię, drodzy Państwo, przez najbliższe 5 lat wszystko, aby oddany na mnie głos był waszą najlepszą inwestycją i abyście za 5 lat mieli przekonanie, że zagłosowaliście na człowieka, który Polsce jest gotowy oddać całego siebie, swoją pracowitością i gotowością do realizacji planu, jaki założyłem w czasie kampanii wyborczej. Państwa wybór ponad 10 milionów obywateli państwa polskiego przyjmuję z wielką pokorą, z ogromnym szacunkiem i z wdzięcznością za to, że oddaliście Państwo na mnie swój głos. Chciałem też zwrócić się do tych wyborców, którzy dokonali innego wyboru w czasie ostatnich wyborów prezydenckich. Będę także waszym prezydentem, drodzy Państwo. Będę prezydentem jednej Polski. Będę wywiązywał się ze wszystkich zobowiązań głowy państwa. Zadbam o państwa bezpieczeństwo jako zwierzchnik Sił Zbrojnych. Będę robił wszystko, abyście żyli państwo w lepszej Polsce, w Polsce dobrobytu i w Polsce rozwijającej się. To także, drodzy Państwo, taka przyszłość, której potrzebują ci, którzy dokonali w czasie ostatnich wyborów innej decyzji. Szanowni Państwo, przed prezydentem Polski staje dziś bardzo ważne i bardzo trudne zadanie. To zadanie to zburzenie murów nienawiści. Zburzenie murów nienawiści pomiędzy Polkami, Polakami, konkretnymi grupami społecznymi. To zadanie, które chce na siebie przyjąć. Spór jest naturalną, immamentną częścią demokracji. Jest solą demokracji. Spór polityczny, spór na temat planów, programów naszego wspólnego działania. Ale musimy zburzyć mury nienawiści i prowadzić cywilizowaną dyskusję polityczną w państwie polskim. Musimy doprowadzić do momentu, w którym dyskutujemy o problemach do rozwiązania, o naszym wspólnym rozwoju, o naszych planach, aspiracjach i o naszym bezpieczeństwie. A Nienawiść nie może być alternatywą dla nieudolnych rządów. Nienawiść nie może być alternatywą dla prowadzenia politycznego sporu w polskim parlamencie i w życiu wielu grup społecznych, przy naszych stołach, wśród naszych rodzin. Musimy skończyć ze społeczną nienawiścią i mam też plan i propozycje dla wszystkich Państwa, jak to zrobić. Musimy tą wspólnotę zacząć budować na 2 emocjach. Chcę budować Polskę, w której jest miejsce dla każdego, kto Polskę kocha, albo przynajmniej kto Polskę szanuje. Taką Polskę chcemy i w takiej Polsce znajdzie się miejsce dla każdego z nas. Musimy doprowadzić do sytuacji, w której linią demarkacyjną obejmiemy kwestię polskiego bezpieczeństwa. Bezpieczni muszą być wszyscy, niezależnie od tego, nawet czy głosują w wyborach prezydenckich, ale niezależnie od tego, na kogo głosują. Bezpieczeństwo należy się wszystkim Polakom, a budowanie wspólnoty narodowej wymaga od nas wspólnotowej, drodzy Państwo, refleksji i objęcia linią demarkacyjną naszego działania wokół bezpieczeństwa. Musimy w polityce zagranicznej mówić jednym głosem: Polska to nasza matka. O matce nie mówi się źle za granicą Rzeczpospolitej Polskiej. Jeszcze raz chcę podziękować wszystkim wyborcom, drodzy Państwo. Chcę podziękować panu przewodniczącemu Marciniakowi, całej Państwowej Komisji Wyborczej, wszystkim tysiącom osób w całej Polsce, które pozwoliły i zapewniły nam demokratyczny wybór prezydenta Polski, wszystkim mężom zaufania i osobom, które pilnowały tego procesu. Bardzo serdecznie wszystkim Państwu dziękuję. I na sam koniec, moi drodzy rodacy, po pierwsze Polska, po pierwsze Polacy, to nie było tylko moje hasło wyborcze. Tak, wierzę, że wraz z moją prezydenturą rozpocznie się też nowe otwarcie w polskiej polityce. Bez murów nienawiści, ale też z głębokim poczuciem tego, że oto za sprawą tego wyboru obywatele państwa polskiego odzyskują swój głos. Chcę być waszym głosem w Polsce, waszym głosem poza granicami państwa polskiego. Będę prezydentem, który nie tylko jest Polakiem, ale który także ma obowiązki polskie i każdego dnia będę dowodził tego, że jestem waszym głosem, będę służył Polsce i obywatelom państwa polskiego. Nie mam innych zobowiązań. Niech żyje Polska, niech żyją Polacy. Bardzo wam dziękuję.
All right, those of you who are still here with me, who have been watching this, I want to say a few things. The last sentence of his, that he has no other obligations, it's pretty clear. He's making a statement that he is not controlled by anyone. I know it's hard to believe because we look at everyone as they are sold and bought and, corrupted. I might be naive, but I don't think I am. I have a really good feeling about this guy. I really see him more and more. I am observing him and his family, how he speaks, how he acts, how he behaves, and it's just the beginning. I really see someone who loves the country. Okay, it really comes out from him, and I know you're not Polish, and it's different for me when I understand the Polish language, because there is a frequency of the words, of the voice, and it's not just how it's translated, but you can actually feel the emotions, right? So what I'm saying here is this: a lot of people are thinking, let me just show you, they are thinking that since he was an independent at first, but he received the support from Law and Justice. Let me just find the right moment. Okay, right here. Okay, so you see Jarosław Kaczyński. So this is the leader of Law and Justice. Many people say that he will follow whatever this one says. I tend to disagree. I don't think he will do that. I think he will not be manipulated and not be used by Law and Justice. Some things he will agree with, some things he don't. But what I really want to tell you guys, I think his wife, her name is Marta. This is his wife. I think she is a fantastic asset. I have a feeling that she is a very intuitive woman. Most women are, but she will be his main advisor, I feel. And she will be giving him a lot of great insights about people who are surrounding him, or when he is in the moment of uncertainty as far as what decision to make. So overall, I want to say that I think he will be he will be better than we are expecting him to be as far as Polish president. The patriotism comes out from him. You can literally feel it, you can hear it in his voice. And when he says that he cares about Poland, I think it's genuine and he really means it. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching the video, for hitting thumbs up, subscribing, sharing, and leaving the comments down below. Yeah, very interesting situation in Poland because, you know, they were trying to undermine the results of this election as well, but they didn't succeed in that. So that's a good news. To everyone who is donating on PayPal or who is supporting me on Locals or Patreon or becoming the member of the channel or donating via super thanks under the videos, big thank you from me, very appreciated. And with this being said, lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. And I see you in another video. Bye, everyone.